Alright guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's lil.kailaaa here, and I'm back with another video. It's been a minute, been a long time, but anyways, welcome back to my channel. It's been a minute, it's been a long time, but let's regard that. I'm gonna get to all of that in probably another video, but today's video is gonna be a book recommendations video because I've been like in my reading bag, so I've been reading lots of different books and all that. And yeah, I just wanted to give y'all some recommendations of books that I have read and that I really love. So yeah, if you guys are into that and want to get more like books that y'all can read, and you guys can let me know what books y'all reading so I can just add on to the list. So yeah, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Tell me how you're feeling in the comments. Let me know what y'all are reading and stuff like that. What's your favorite genre to read and all that. So yeah, if y'all want to see the rest, stay tuned. All right, sorry. All right guys, so the first book that I'm about to show y'all is this one. This book is called Overkill by Sandra Brown. This one was like one of the first books I started getting into, like when I started getting back into reading. I read this like a year ago, I think, like 2 years or a year ago, and it's a pretty good book. It's a thriller book, so it's like mystery, all that. So the back of it is a former Super Bowl MVP quarterback Zach Bridger hasn't seen his ex-wife Rebecca part in some time, not since their violent marriage imploded. So he's shocked when he learns that Rebecca has been placed on life support after a violent assault, and despite their divorce, has medical power of attorney over her, basically. And then it says, Zach is asked to make the impossible choice to keep Rebecca on life support or take her off it. Bulking under the weight of responsibility, Zach ultimately walks away, letting Rebecca's parents have final say. 4 years later, Rebecca's attacker, Yvonne, the psycho-wealthy family in Atlanta, gets an early release from prison. The miscarriage of justice reeks of favoritism, and Kate, a brilliant state prosecutor, is determined to put him back behind bars. Rebecca's parents had kept her alive all these years, and if her condition were to change, if she were to die, Iman would be retired on a new church murder. If it isn't lost, that in order for Iman to be charged with Rebecca's murder, Zach must be the one to kill her. He rejects Kate's legal standpoints, but can't resist their ill-timed attraction towards each other. Iman has realized the jeopardy he is in, and plots to make it certain that either Zach nor Kate lives to see the death of Rebecca and of his freedom. So that's the back of it. It's a pretty good book. It's a thriller, like I said. Yeah, so when I was reading it, I really liked it. I feel like it's a good starter. Like if you're trying to get into reading, I feel like it's really good for someone that's like trying to get into reading like thriller, stuff like that. Sarah Brown, her writing is really good. It's very like cohesive and like understanding, and like it's like a few plot twists in this book that's really good and stuff like that. I would rate this book probably like a 3 stars and stuff. It's not like, oh my god, like plot twists here and there, left and right, but I feel like it's good for someone that's like trying to get their feet wet into reading and all that, and yeah, that wants to like dive in and stuff like that. It didn't take me that long. Well, it did take me long to read this book, but yeah, I think this is a pretty good book for someone that wants to get into thriller and all that. And I got this book from Walmart, so I think they have this book anywhere online, Amazon, So yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. I personally liked it. I liked Zach, his story and stuff like that, and I like Kate. She was very like independent, all that. And I like how they it wasn't all romance, but it had like a little bit of romance in there because they ended up, I don't want to spoil it, but yeah. So it's romance, thriller, mystery, crime, all the things. So yeah, I feel like if you're into that type of stuff, you'll definitely like this book. So yeah. Okay, so My next book is called The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. And if you are in the book talk community, you know about this book. You know about this series, The $1 Million, The Dream Billionaires. You know about the story. You know that it's 3 brothers, and they basically they each get assigned to do a task and all that. And yeah, so this one is The Fine Print, and this one is with Warren and Zahara. And Warren is in the business of creating fairy tales, theme parks, production companies, 5-star hotels. Everything could be all mine if I renovated Dreamland. My intentional idea of hiring Zahara was good in theory, but then I kissed her. Things spiraled out of control once I texted her using a line. By the time I realized where I went wrong, it was too late. People like me don't get happy endings, not when we're destined to ruin them. And then Zahara is, after submitting a drunk proposal, criticized Dreamland's most expensive ride. I should have been fired. Instead, Rowan Kane offered me a dream job. The catch, I had to work for the most difficult boss I ever met. Rowan was rude and completely off limits, but my heart didn't care. At least not until I discovered his secret. It was time to test the billionaire that money can't. It was time to teach the billionaire that money can't fix everything, especially not us. In this series, Rowan, he's the youngest brother, and he gets assigned to basically rebuild Dreamland, all that, and he lives in Chicago, but then he comes back to, I think Florida is where they're at and stuff. And basically he has to just fix up a certain ride and stuff like that. And then he meets this girl, Zahara, and they end up building a connection. All this is grumpy and Miss Sunshine, that trope or whatever. And so, they start developing feelings for each other, all this, that. So, yeah, this book is a romance, obvi, and I liked it a lot. I rated this like a 4-star. It was really good to me. Like, I like the plot, and I like how it was like, to me, it was like a slow burn. Like, it gradually got better and better as you kept reading it and stuff like that. If you're into romance, it has like a little bit of spice in it too. Not too much where it's like overwhelming, but it's just a little bit, and stuff like that. I don't think it's too much where it's like that's all it's talking about, but the plot is really good. And yeah, I like both characters. I feel like they were meant for each other and stuff like that. And yeah, I just think it's a really good book. Yeah, I rated it a 4-star. I can't wait to read the second one and the third one because I heard those are even better. I can only imagine, because this book is really good, so I can only imagine that the rest are really good as well and stuff like that. Yeah, I told y'all what I rated. Yeah, I rated it a 4-star. Lots of people love this book. I haven't heard really any bad reviews on this book, so yeah, I feel like it's a really good book. Like I said, it's grumpy. The guy, he's grumpy, all that, and then she's Miss Sunshine, goes with the flow, very like charismatic, all that, and I feel like they complement each other really well. Rowan, he's such a great boyfriend and stuff like that. He does all the things, and if you like that $1 million billionaire type of trope, and yeah, you're gonna really like this series. So I definitely recommend for someone that's starting to get into romance and wants to get into it. I think it's a great starter. Okay, next book. This book right here, 7 Days in June by Tina Williams. When I tell you this book is good. It's so good. Like, when I read it, I wasn't expecting to like it so much until like I thought about, like, when you think back on a book after you read it, that's how I felt about this. Like, it was just so good. Like, you think, I want to reread it. I need to reread it, but it's so good. Like, it's a romance book, but it's really good, and like her writing is super good, and it's a Black love story, which is even better, So I think this book is, I didn't give it a rating, but I think thinking back to when I was reading it, I think I give this a 5-star. Like, the plot, the characters, like everything in this book just matched, and I feel like it was just too good. But okay, let me read it back for me start rambling. So it says 7 days to fall in love, 15 years to forget, 7 days to get it all back. Evan Mercy is a single mom, bestseller erotic writer who is feeling pressure from all sides. Shane Hall is a resented award-winning novelist who, to tell everyone's surprise, shows up in New York. When Sean and Evan meet unexpectedly at a Black literature event, sparks fly, but no one knows is that 15 years earlier, teen Evan and Shane spent one crazy triumphant week madly in love and have been secretly writing each other in their books ever since. Over the next 7 days, amidst of steamy Brooklyn summers, Evan and Sean reconnect, but Evan worries of the man who broke her heart. Before Sean disappears again, she needs a few questions answered. What is key? No, okay, so that's the end. But basically, so like it says back here, there are two authors, and Evan, she writes about like vampire stuff like that, and she's a writer and author. And then Sean, he writes, I forgot what he writes about, but he's the author as well. And so basically they're two famous writers, and they meet back up at this event, and everyone's like, oh my god, like they're two, like, you know, high-end writers or whatever, and no one knows that they knew each other like growing up, like when they were teenagers. No one knows that but them. So, you know, they see each other for like it says, like from 15 years ago, and like they see each other for the first time, and they're like, it's a lot of things that start to, like, you know, come up and stuff like that, and it goes back and forth from when they were teenagers to them as adults, and like his point of view, her point of view, and you know, it just does a good job of that in this book. And I feel like it's just, the plot is great. There's a little bit of spice, not too much though, it's a little bit, but it just fits in the book. It's not overwhelming, and it's not too much of it in this book. And I just love the love story between them. Like, it's like them second chance love stories, like, you know, I love second chance. But yeah, I think it's really good. I definitely recommend, if you're like wanting to read like a Black love story, this is a good book to start off with. And I feel like not a lot of people talk about this book, but this book is really, really good. And yeah, like, it's a romance, obvi, but I love the characters. I love that you see them like develop over time, and you see like what they struggle with, and like what she struggles with, what he struggles with, and like you just get into their minds and stuff like that. And like the ending is just great. And yeah, I definitely recommend this book for anyone that wants to read it. And I feel like if you do read it, you'll love it. And like, I never hear any bad reviews on this book. Like, all the reviews I've been hearing are good about this book. And yeah, so that's my take on it, and that's my recommendation to anyone that wants to get into it. I definitely recommend this book. And yeah, so let's get into our second book. If you can't tell already, I love romance books. If you couldn't tell, like, I've been trying to get into other books, but I don't know, romance just has me in the chokehold right now. So most of the books that you're seeing are romance books, but I'm definitely open to getting into other books. I've been reading some other books as of recently, so I'm probably gonna make a video about that, about some other books that I've been reading. But you know, this is just a recommendations or whatever. So the next book is by Kennedy Ryan. It's Before I Let Go. This book right here, I know everyone's been seeing it. This book has been going viral a lot and stuff like that. It's a romance book, and it's just she just writes so good. I know this author, she's written like a few other books, and like her other books are amazing as well. I just think she's just a great like writer and stuff like that. And I believe this one is a series too, because it's like there's another book after this one, and then I think she just came out with another book that's about to drop soon. So this is a series and stuff if you want to like series or whatever. But The back of it says, their love was supposed to last forever, but life delivered blows after devastating blows. Dazima and Joshua Wayne found their love alone couldn't solve or save everything. It couldn't save their marriage. Nazima wasn't prepared for how her life fell apart, but she's finally starting to feel joy again. She and Joshua have found a new rhythm, co-parenting their 2 kids and running a thriving business together. Yet, like magnets, they're always drawn back to each other. Now they're beginning to wonder if they're truly ready to let go of everything they once had. Soon, one stolen kiss leads to another, and then more. It's hot and electric. It's all good until old wounds reopen. Is it too late for them to find forever, or could they even be better the second time around? And like I said, I love second chance love, and this is definitely a second chance love. Zanzima, she's very, she's just been through a lot, and she's been to therapy, all that, and she's just been trying to get back to what she used to do. And Joshua is, her business partner or whatever, and they were married before, and then they got divorced. And in the story, it just shows you what they've been through. It highlights different things and stuff like that. They're running a business together. They have a business together, all that. What can I say about it? It's just a good book. The way these characters are what they go through, and then it makes it relatable to anyone that else is going through the same thing, I feel like. And yeah, it's just a good book. I don't know what else to say. Her writing's just good. You have to read it for yourself, but I feel like anyone that reads a Kennedy Bryan book, they just fall in love with it. And I feel like it's a good book. And yeah, it's a second chance romance, because they were together when they were pretty young and stuff like that. So you see that growth, and you see them now as parents, co-parenting, trying to find that balance, but then still having feelings for each other and all this, and how they're going to tell their friends and all that. And the side characters in this book as well, her friends, are good too. Each character in this book, I feel is meant for the book, and it's really good. It just makes you want to keep reading and reading. And I definitely need to read the other one of this book, because I've been hearing a lot of things about it. But yeah, this book is pretty good. I really like it. I give this book probably a 5-star. I feel like 5 stars are easy for me to give out for romance. Not easy, but it's if it's good plot, good characters, a little bit of spice, everything on my checklist, then it gets 5 stars. So yeah. I think that's it for all my book recommendations. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I was rambling most of the time, but I hope that y'all pick up one of these books that I did suggest, and let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys have read these books, because most of these books people have read. But yeah, let me know what y'all think and stuff like that. Get ready for the book content, because I'm probably going to be getting into my book content and still vlogging and stuff like that, but I really want to get into that. And yeah, so make sure you guys comment, and subscribe to my channel, and get ready for me to get active in these streets. And yeah, I'll see y'all later.